Okay, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just get all set up here if I could. Let's see here. Everything looking good on this end, looking good on that end. All right, we're live on this Monday. ABC, welcome in, Mike. Let me be the first to say happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your week. Thanksgiving. How many people are off this whole week? How many people are off only tonight? Just Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. We're going to talk about, guys, I like to stay, get some more information on this man, Donnie, and why MAGA is against Trump right now. Right off the bat, thank you. I appreciate the donation. Appreciate it. Thank you, Donut. Thank you so much. Uncle Charlie, what do you hear? What do you see? What do you know? Forget about it. Mickey, Moni, good evening. Appreciate you guys being here. We're going to talk about MAGA, as I don't think people really understand a businessman. And personally, no defense, I don't think a lot of people understand Trump. And that goes for me sometimes. But we watched a couple days ago. By the way, I'm Sal. Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. No videos over the weekend. I needed a rest. I wasn't 100%. I was very, very sick, but I'm pretty much back. So appreciate you guys and the patience. I like to keep you guys up to date. But I wanted to follow up on Madani and Trump and New York. And also we're going to talk about Chicago. They got great hot dogs, but they got great people there. And the people in Chicago, Democrats, Republicans, I quote, they want Trump back. As 6 people have been shot over the weekend, and it fell apart as Trump bought National Guards. We're going to talk about that. And there's some other news going on. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Of course, a fascist, the question was asked by the reporter and exactly on how Trump handled. I'm going to give you my perspective on how Trump was like the father. He was like the father in a relationship. And Madani, he was like the father. He's his son. He's actually teaching him something. And for all you MAGA out there, or people who say, well, why would he want to teach somebody that? Let's be honest, guys. Trump is so smart, and he wants New York to do well. But I'm going to tell you the real reasons why he wants New York to do well, and also my thoughts on everything that happened in that meeting. Just looking for my notes here. Something else I wanted to talk about here. Another news, guys. We will discuss the judge that dismissed James Comey and Letitia James. Look, you go all day long on this, and it's not the end of it. It's because the prosecution was unlawful appointed. That's it. So this is not the end of that. And for me, I've been looking into it and talking to some attorneys. They can actually appoint this. I wouldn't be surprised that's the end of that. So we'll talk about that a little bit if you want to. But I want to get into this Madani here a little bit more. Now, we watched a lot of this over the, I think it was Friday when we talked about it. But let's just hear the question one more time. And then we will discuss exactly what Trump is doing to this young man. Okay, let's turn the camera around here real quick. I got it on the charger. Bear with me, everybody here. Let's see here what we got here. Whoops. Okay. All right. We're going to hear this once or twice here.
Both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views.
Hold on one second.
He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views.
By the way, guys, real quick, a fascist is just a longer term of a dictator. Okay, if you look it up, it means a far right. Yes, a lot of you say, well, no, Sal, you're incorrect. It means far right. It means far right, meaning Trump, a dictator. But think about what Trump is doing. Trump didn't want this young man to be tortured, but why? We'll discuss in a second. Let's just watch.
Affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say yes.
Okay.
It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
All right. So what he's doing there, Trump, he's doing a couple things. And a lot of you might think, well, why the hell would he want to help a Democrat? Certainly a socialism. Well, he's helping New York out, folks. And Trump will say this and that, whatever, but he is We've seen him do this nice and calm with Barack Obama, but at the same time, he's embarrassing him because you see how he's going to answer it? Think about this. Most people would have thought and looked at the reporter and said something, he's ready to explain it. It would go on for 10 minutes. And Trump could have ate it up, and it's not a debate, but he cares about New York. It just shows on why Trump won on a landslide, because Trump is one of us, right? And he's a couple steps ahead. He's just so smart. Look, when he says also, when he was asked about the question, we'll listen to it too, from a reporter. By the way, I appreciate you guys being in here. Like and subscribe. When he was asked about the reporter about living in New York, and he says, would you want to live in New York under this mayor who will get sworn in, Madani? And Trump, without any hesitation, said what? Absolutely. And MAGA are saying he's too soft. MAGA. No. He's saying he wants to live in New York because of why? Let's see if somebody can guess this. Let's see if somebody can guess this. Why is he so confident? What? Why do you take a guess? Anybody? I'll give it a couple minutes. While I wait, thank you so much for being here. I'm hoping everybody's doing well, feeling good. Got flu season, viruses going around, and being ready for your Thanksgiving. Let us know what you're going to eat on Thanksgiving. Traditional turkey or ham or pork or anything else. Appreciate it. But the question is, when the reporter asks, would you, meaning Trump, feel confident and safe living in New York? Reverse psychology. Whoa. Yeah, you're kind of in the oven. You're kind of in the oven there, Michael. Yeah. Why? A couple more guesses. It's not as difficult as you think. Think about it. Trump, 48th president, I voted for 3 times, is very confident that he want to live there because why? Why? Because Trump's going to help him. Trump doesn't want New York to fail. This isn't politics anymore. Trump, who doesn't live there anymore, who lives in Florida, wants it to succeed. He will be helping him. He's confident that, yes, he's going to try his socialism stuff. But at the end of the day, he needs Trump, and Trump is going to help New York. Trump is not going to let New York fail, ladies and gentlemen. He will not let it fail. That's why he's saying he's confident, because at the end of the day, he's the commander-in-chief. He's the president. That's why he's going to do well. It's not that the Madani, he doesn't want this young man to destroy. He wants him to do well, but to humiliate him and destroy himself. Look, you know when he brought out Bernie Sanders and he said, and he talks about Bernie Sanders had a bad move, that he thought Bernie Sanders, hello, Ozzy Crosby, should have beat Biden and all this. He knows how to really, like somebody said, reverse psychology is not the wrong answer. He knows how to do this reverse psychology. Basically, also, I've said this before, you keep your friends close. Never forget this. But you keep your enemies even closer. And when you're dealing with New York and a socialism, and he's made it clear, Madani, AOC, and some of the others. So he wants to keep it close, and he wants the best for New York. So when he's asked the question, would you want to live in New York under this mayor? Absolutely. He's the mayor. I'm the president. I quote Trump. I'm confident he will do well because he needs our money to help out. So let's not read too much into it, MAGA, and don't say, I don't think it's correct when MAGA is calling out Trump saying he's soft. He's not soft. Trump is for the American people. You thought I was going to say winner, right? Well, he's a winner, but he's a winner for us. And he wants New York to do well. He wants California to do well. So, you know, I think a lot of people anticipated there would be a lot of arguments going on between them both, Madani. I think that they thought that Trump was going to just eat him up alive. No. If you think about it, on the debate with Biden, Trump could have nailed him more. You remember the golf game? Trump goes about playing golf, and Trump started to talk about the golf game, whose is better, right? Trump set him up. Remember the golf game? And who bid on it? Biden. Trump knew it. Trump wasn't bringing it up because he was, at first I'm like, uh-oh, Trump's doing so well. Let's rewind on the debate. Trump is doing so well. Why did he bring up a golf game? American people don't care about a golf game. I don't care about a golf game. It's a setup. And then he felt bad for him because he started talking about the golf game on how he's better than Trump. Trump don't care if he's better. Trump was blowing his mind. He's an amazing person. And he could have went farther, and he could have let former President Biden continue playing about it. But that's what he does. He plays with them. But I think on this one, he explained with Madani, but I also think he does want best for New York. He doesn't want, we don't want socialism. Guys, it doesn't work. If you're new to my channel, anybody on here can tell me on how free stuff would work. It doesn't ever work out well, okay? It sounds good, but it'll never work out. But listen in a little bit more, and then we're going to talk a little bit more. I love this president. I love this president.
Also, about this Ukraine plan.
Yeah.
President Zelensky said today that his country would risk either giving up a partner or giving up dignity. There's been criticism that this deal...
Even he doesn't like it?
It's unclear. He was sort of...
Well, he'll have to like it. And if he doesn't like it, then, they should just keep fighting, I guess,
The suggestion that you made, though, was that if he doesn't accept it, that the U.S. would pull back its support for Ukraine.
Well, at some point he's going to have to accept something. He hasn't accepted. You remember right in the...
And another thing, guys, we'll go back.
I said, you don't have the cards. Don't forget, I inherited this war. I would have never...
Another thing, if you could read expressions, Madani was looking at Trump. It's like, oh my God, who am I dealing with here? Because I really think, what do you guys, yes or no? I really think that Madani
Totally fair question.
thought that Trump was going to rip him apart. I really do. I mean, not like cuss at him, but I really think he had him all rattled up. I mean, think about it. So when certain MAGA say Trump is soft, he's not a real Republican, come on. Somebody just said a couple minutes ago, 3D chess. Yes, he's always playing chess, but I think in this case, guys, he's playing chess, but he's also teaching this mayor something. But why? Why would you want to teach a Democrat way far left? Because he wants New York to be better. See, ladies and gentlemen, it's never about Trump, right? It's never about the person. It's about the people. It's not about the Democrats. It never was. It's never about the Republicans. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why the Democrats are losing. It's not about them, Nancy Pelosi and Kamala, but it's about the people. And Trump, with a little ego, whoa, Sal, I don't know, a lot of ego. No, it's about the American people, right? So he wants them. So when it is, really, it's about them. It's about New York, saving New York. He tried to help out Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom with the fires. And by the way, we are going to be talking about Palisade fires that happened almost a year ago, coming up in January, I believe, on how Gavin Newsom, the mayor, and a lot of state officials are going to be sued in so many ways because they publicly said, they came out and said, well, they didn't know about the fires. Then they came out, we knew about the fires. So many things went wrong. Let me tell you something. Gavin Newsom, a lot of people think he's going to run it for president. There's a 0% chance. That guy is going to be some big trouble. But anyhow, he wants these blue states. He wants red states. He wants these states to do well. Now, I'm going to read some comments in a little bit. And then we're going to go back to, we're also going to talk about Chicago. People there in Chicago want their daddy there. They want the president there. They want President Trump back. Crime is going up in Chicago, and they're asking for Trump to come back. The governor's saying, no, we don't need you. We got everything right. No, you don't. The governor in Chicago is another shit face, and they're struggling. 6 people there, shots, gangs, and all that, and they need Trump there. And then also the bombshell there with the judge who dismissed the case against James Comey. And a lot of people think, Joe makes Trump look bad. It doesn't look like Trump bad. That case is not going to go away. And for me, the Democrats keep digging their own grave. They keep digging their own grave. That's why Trump continues to do well for America and Americans and the world, in that matter, and the Democrats continue to fall apart.
We had some interesting conversation, and some of his ideas really have the same ideas that I have. But a big thing on cost, the new word is affordability.
Okay. when he says they have the same ideas on what to do in New York, a MAGA assumes that Trump wants to be socialism. No. Same ideas, making New York affordable. It's affordability. But he's so smart. Instead of saying that's not the way to go, why fight him? He's a mayor. He hasn't been sworn in as a mayor. Okay? He's so young. He's so unsure of himself. But again, Trump wants New York to do well. And he congratulates him on how well he did because he was very unique because he did win. MAGA, this mayor won. Democrats, he won. So Trump is saying, hey, I basically like winners. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. If you're a winner with Trump, it doesn't matter what side, he'll say you're a winner, right? Let's go back to this just for a second, if I could.
Another word is just groceries. It's sort of an old-fashioned word, but it's very accurate. And they're coming down. They were.
Look how he's looking at him. They're talking about groceries, and he expects, for me, only in my opinion, guys, Madani's expecting Trump to go nuts. Like, we got to do something. You're not on the right way. No. You know what that does? That's not what a leader does. That's what a follower does. No, Trump, somebody say reverse psychology. Exactly. Psychology. This is amazing. Let's go back just a few here.
We had, both of us, we had the highest.
Hold on.
Another word is just groceries. It's sort of an old-fashioned word, but it's very accurate. And they're coming down. They were, we had, both of us, we had the highest inflation in the history of our country in the last 4 years under the Biden administration. And we've got inflation down now to a normal number. It's going to go even a little bit lower than that. Katie, do you have something on that?
President, thank you so much. Mr. Mamdani often talks about New York City being covered by international law, that they will follow international law, and often talk about the U.S. Constitution. What is your response to that?
Well, I don't know what you're referring to in terms of it can be covered by international law and local law. It's covered by a lot of laws, but it's covered by U.S. law. Are you referring to anything in particular?
He just says that they're a city that endorses and enforces international law. Is that at odds with?
No, I don't know. Would you want to respond?
Yeah, I think what I've shared with the president.
Right there. Do you want, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Would you like to respond? Again, this is why we voted for him, right? This is why Democrat. Would you, Mr. Mayor, like to respond? Right? Again, and he responds. I thought he'd respond.
Is our desire
pretty
to
well
not only follow the laws of our own city, laws that protect New Yorkers, but also a desire for consistency in our politics across the board. And that's something that we've talked about and something that I know many New Yorkers want. We discussed ICE and New York City, and I spoke about how the laws that we have in New York City allow for New York City government to speak to the federal administration for about 170 serious crimes. The concerns that many New Yorkers have around the enforcement of immigration laws on New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, and most recently we're talking about a mother and her 2 children, how this has very little to do with what that is.
What we did is we discussed crime, more than ICE per se. We discussed crime, and he doesn't want to see crime, and I don't want to see crime, and I have very little doubt that we're not going to get along on that issue. He wants to, and he said some things that were very interesting as to housing construction, and he wants to see houses go up. He wants to see a lot of houses created, a lot of apartments built, etc. And
he wants to have houses go up. Nothing wrong with that, right? Hold on, guys. Nothing wrong with that. He never said, MAGA, he wants houses to go up, but who's going to pay for them? This isn't Fox News. This isn't fake news, CNN. This is a president who's an amazing, so far ahead of everybody, right? He is. He's on the right track. Trump agrees. Let's help out. Let's build some homes. But free's not the answer. But see, Trump never said, I agree, free. See? And Madani doesn't even know that one right into over his head. Because he's young. He's young. Madani, he's young. Hey, he might do well. Let's listen a little bit more.
We actually, people would be shocked, but I want to see the same thing.
Mr. Rothman, can you tell you still protesters?
Jack?
I want to know one of the policies as well that Mayor Lake Montgomery talked about a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed that in your acceptance speech you didn't mention
Okay, hold on.
America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys have spoken about.
We focused on affordability. We focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is managed.
Okay, building more houses. Who's going to be paying for it? Well, he knows Madami when I say he. Hey guys, appreciate you guys coming here. Thank you. I'm Sal. I'm your host. If you're your first time here, if you feel comfortable, like and subscribe. Let us know where you're coming in from. When he says we, because he knows Trump's got the fazools. Trump's got the money to build those houses to make homes, but not for free. Because anybody in here would do something for free, like build homes. Maybe I'd get together with a couple of my friends, build one home for the homeless. Maybe I can build 2 or 3. But after a while, your money runs out. Who will be paying for it? Well, the taxpayers? No. Well, Trump will give out. Trump has that solution. That's why he's saying we'll work together, MAGA. So when MAGA says Trump is a little soft, or Trump is getting soft, or Trump has lost his mind, or Trump is now a sociopath or socialism, come on, guys, wake up. Not true at all. He's 79 years old. For me, he's at 59. He's got so much, he got more energy than I do. He's an amazing, thinking ahead, playing chess 5D, reverse psychology. I like how somebody said that earlier. And remember, Madani needs Trump. Trump does not need Madani. So I say it again. Madani needs President Trump. Trump does not need Madani. He's just a mayor, a beginning of a mayor, who could be very dangerous. Could be very dangerous because he played his cards right too. Why? How did he play his cards right, Madani? Well, not on Trump, but he's playing his cards right on who? Who? Take a guess. Hey, Crystal, welcome in. Chuck Schumer and all the Democrats, him, Madani, and AOC, I am not with them 100%, but they know how to play the cards too. See, they're like Trump. Whoa, what do you mean there, Mr. YouTuber? No, they're like Trump. They're thinking ahead. They're just believing in their own bullshit that doesn't work. Socialism, right? But they know how to play their cards. He's a very dangerous man. But Trump is teaching him something too. So just keep that in mind. All right, in my opinion, I can be totally wrong with all this, but all right. Welcome in our moderators. Now I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to the chat. Just trying to get my my views across. Not that my views are correct in any way, but just what I think. But I think it's unfair for certain MAGA to say Trump is soft or weak or this, that, whatever. I think it's unfair. You got to know who Trump is. And I've questioned Trump. Yeah, me. I've questioned him on a couple things. And some I still think I'm right. But then after, for an example, I questioned him on taking the nukes out in Iran. Remember that? I'm like, whoa. Why would you be doing that? Wait. Right? I'm not the president. And he did right. He did it in the middle of the night. Nobody even knew it. They were sleeping. Bada boom, bada bing, took him out. That's it. So, he's an amazing human being. And he's an amazing president. Thank God he's still with us. All right, I'm going to read some comments and we're going to continue on. I'm only going to read comments that make, it doesn't matter if you disagree or agree. That kind of makes some sense to the topic on here. If it doesn't make sense of the topic, and what is the topic tonight? We're covering this one more time with Mayor Madani and Trump. Also, we're discussing the judge dismissed cases against James Comey and Letitia James. And also, if you guys want to talk a little bit about what's happening in Venezuela, are we in a war with Venezuela? No. But if you want to bring that up, that's fine. But that kind of stuff. All right, let's see if I can pull some out of the chat. Thank you for the 66 likes. Appreciate it. Yeah, I believe I agree. Letitia James should be arrested, and I think she still could be. So she's smiling now and happy, but I think things can turn on both of them. But I agree with that comment. All right, let's see here. Epstein's the topic. Venezuela needs to obey Trump, absolutely, and they will. They will. The new mayor is a loser. Now, please respect everybody's comments here. Respect everybody's thoughts. Like Madani is a loser. I mean, that's that person's opinion, and I don't see anything wrong with it. Or if he said Madani's a winner. So, but MAGA for 100 years. Prices are still rising is correct, by the way. You thought I was going to say no, right? So for that comment, you sound like you're probably a Democrat. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You are right. See, I'm not going to debate you on that because you know why? You're right. They are rising. And guess what? Well, I will debate you, though, if you wanted to. Trump has acknowledged grocery prices are rising. Beef is rising. He's acknowledged that about 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Now, let's give him some time on all fairness. But yes, absolutely. Just because I'm a MAGA or just because I voted for Trump, I will call him out. We got to get these prices down. You are right. You are right. And there's people, by the way, we help out the homeless on here. And for those who say homeless is not rising here in Las Vegas, well, guess what? I invite you guys. I'll treat you guys for lunch. We'll have coffee. And I will show you boots on the ground on how homeless is up. But it's not Trump's fault, okay? A lot of it's caused by what's happening recently with that government shutdown. And a lot of these don't want to believe that. But a lot of people out there didn't get their SNAP benefits. But we help anyhow. We help out the homelessness. We continue to help out when we can. And we're trying to get assistance, particularly for elderly, and get them into assistance. So all the memberships, all the likes, all your support will 100% help out the homeless. So we're going to continue to fight homelessness on this channel. Please reach out to your other YouTube channels that do that. Everybody has their own little way, unique way, and I think it should be out there more. Anybody out there wants to start a YouTube channel and you have the passion for helping out people, veterans, thank you, veterans who fought for this beautiful country. Go ahead and start it and do that. It's a beautiful thing. We can't help out all, but man, if we can put a little bit of a dent, we're going to continue to do that. So I'll read a couple more comments here, and then we're going to go back to a little bit more of what they said, Madani and Trump. Trump 28. Speaking of 28, can you believe we're a few weeks away from 26? I mean, just like that. Just like that. Once again, if you're coming in, welcome all my loyal subscribers and moderators. Appreciate you guys being here. All new subscribers, let me be the first to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Just in case I don't see you, I will be live again a few more times this week, but let me just be the first to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and God bless, and be thankful for God. Okay, I don't judge, but God, always be thankful for God, or we wouldn't be here. So I want to be the first to wish everybody a healthy Thanksgiving to you and your family and friends, and enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'll read a few more comments, and then we'll discuss a little bit more on the reactions of and talk about Donald Trump, our 48th president, and Mandani, excuse me. And while we wait for some comments here to be pulled out, Clinton 28, Venezuela war. If you're new, where are you coming in from? And what do you see as far as your economy? Do you see it the same? So just put same. Or do you see it worse? Then put worse. Or you see better. Ohio's in the house. What's going on in Ohio? New York City. New York City. The same on the economy. Worse. Worse the economy. A couple more worse on the economy. Yeah. Better. Timothy says better. That's good. That's good. I like to hear better. Certain states is better. Certain states is worse. There's no right or wrong, right? Some is the same. So same, better, worse. Here in Vegas, slightly worse. Where I'm coming in at. Slightly worse. Gas, okay. Food, up. Turkey price, $40. Yeah, a lot of you were questioning me on that, but my wife can tell you, $40 for a turkey. So can you imagine $40 for a 20-pound turkey? What the hell happened to turkeys being $5, $10? All right, let's continue. So yeah, here in Vegas, a little worse. Yep. Do I agree with the tariffs? Yes. However, it's a two-part question. Well, you can't answer it twice. Yes, I do, because I know in my heart, and I see the numbers, it's not even close to eliminating income tax. But they are working in the sense where he wants to give out $2,000. I still believe we're going to get that. But the problem is it's hurting a lot of small business. So it's very crucial. And a lot of people don't have the patience to wait on it. Some can on here, right? But some can't. So, but yes, I do like it. It's just a little patient. I paid $11 for a 16-pound turkey. Yeah, that's not bad, Crystal. We paid the Maribel paid $40. So I gave her $40. I got no change back. I'm only kidding. So, but yeah, I'm not kidding about the $40. So I guess it all depends where you live and what grocery stores. And there's a lot of that going on too, price gouging, you know. And I say I know how to stop that, but a lot of us, 80% of us won't do it. You want to hear how you do it? Well, here's how. You guys want to hear how you make groceries go down a little bit on your own without the government? It's easy. But do you have the patience? Would you want to wait in line for an hour to go down? See, a lot of people won't wait in line for an hour. All you do is pick out 2 grocery stores in your neck of the woods. You pick out 2. I'm not going to say any names on here. Oh, no, I wouldn't. You pick out 2 grocery stores, 1 or 2. I don't care how far apart they are. And you go to 2. And that's what you do. And you don't go to the rest. And you do that for about a month. Guess what? The prices will go down. Trust me, 100%. But the problem is the way we're taught, everything's so quick, right? It's not like it was in the 70s or 80s. People don't want to wait in lines because it will create that, this and that, whatever. But that's how you eliminate that problem. I said a month. It would be fixed in 1 week. 1 week. Same thing with gas. Except for California. Nothing will work there except for a new governor. And there's a new sheriff in town, Crystal, in California. Watch him. He's a conservative, and I like how he speaks because he talks about the people. He doesn't talk about Republican. He doesn't talk about Democrat. Ken Big Fish is in the house. Welcome in for the membership once again. Just popping and hitting the like button. Good to see you. Ken Big Fish, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you, all members. Thank you. And thank you for the 94 likes. If you're new, like and subscribe. And once again, our topic tonight is we're going back a few days ago on the meeting with Donald Trump, our 48th president, and Madani. And thank you for the gift. We appreciate those gifts. I'm going to welcome in Joe Charles. Joe, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see everybody and the members. No war, close to war. I don't think we're going to see a war. Referring what war? Civil war? War? What war? Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to light a cigar. You guys can chat among each other. Be free to chat among each other. Just use common sense. No direct threats or anything like that. Can you disagree? Absolutely. If you can't disagree, what the hell kind of world will we have? As Trump says, common sense. All right. I'll read comments that A, I'm able to read on YouTube, and B, that make half sense. Here we go. Let's go Cash Patel. Let's see. Cash Patel for... All right, here's an interesting comment. Cash Patel for president 28. I'm thinking about it. Haven't heard that name float around. Thank you for the gifts. Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 times over here. We appreciate the gift 3 times, not once or 2. 100% of the proceeds will continue to help out homelessness here in Las Vegas, as many of you have done. A shout out to all my moderators on here. I don't know. I know Crystal's in here. And Mike M's on here. And I think I seen Janine. Love the flag. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging the flags behind me. Sometimes I'm wondering if I'm blocking it or people don't care. But no, well, thank you. God bless the United States of America. We need, let's see here. We got to read this comment, Debbie. We love you, Sal. We love you right back, Debbie. All of you. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Debbie. Trump is the GOAT. MAGA, my man. Ex-Kristen. God bless you right back. Trump and Clinton. Are you alluding to the Epstein files? Just kidding. When you say Trump and Clinton, I'm sure you're alluding to the Epstein files, that either one of them are on there. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Yes, sad times for Charlie Kirk, particularly on these Thanksgiving holidays, Christmas coming up. Very difficult for the family, Erica. December 3rd, yes, I have it down. He'll be fine. I know you're, Crystal, you're worried. Positive vibes, Crystal. Thank you, Mike Ann. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Why do you like Trump? Sit down and have a cigar with me because we'll go on for an hour. I'm only kidding. I'll tell you why I like Trump. Ready? It's easy. Ready? Common sense. One more. Leader, not a follower. And a whole bunch of other things. But that's it in a nutshell, right? Common sense. The question was, why do you like Donald Trump? Towards me. Common sense. A leader, not a follower. He's never been a follower. He's always a leader. Leaders always do well, right? Leaders always do well. Ronald Reagan, a leader, did well. President Clinton, a leader, did well. And I don't mean inside the White House himself, like this, that, whatever. I'm talking about as far as running the economy. He was a leader. He didn't have anybody else. He was the last Democrat official president, in my opinion. He was a leader. Barack Obama, a follower. Biden, either. Alzheimer's stage 3. It's a shame. It's a shame what they, I mean, since 1972, his policies have been horrible, but they embarrassed that old man. They embarrassed him, that party. Leaders. Who else is a good leader? President. It's not necessarily the ones who win. George Bush, who I voted for, was he a leader? Absolutely not. Ozzy's in the house. Stop and say hello to Ozzy. And yes, Ozzy got Maribel a pumpkin coffee, pumpkin pie. Clinton was a leader. Clinton did well as far as that goes. JFK was a leader. The problem was with JFK, he got high on his own supply. You know what I mean? The Italians, and particularly the mob, got him elected. No doubt. And he forgot they got him elected, and the rest is history. Roosevelt was a leader. Eisenhower was another leader. Lincoln, a leader. So, you know, we have a lot of leaders. Trump is one of those. Trump was one of those leaders. Not only a leader, smart, psychologist. He is a psychologist. Loving the American, loving the mayor to do well. Do you think Donald Trump wants that mayor to do bad? Absolutely not. I know a lot of you are disappointed. MAGA, Democrats, no. He just goes to show you. He wants it to do good. And he has a lot of ideas like Madani. When you have right thoughts, meaning build more homes. Who agrees? Both. But one wants to do it the old-fashioned, hard-working way, and one wants to do it free, but doesn't know who's going to pay for it, right? Both agree, affordability. They agree on that. See? Trump said it himself. I agree with Bernie Sanders on a lot of stuff. Just separate thoughts. There's nothing wrong with that. and Trump wants New York to do well. And that's our topic. That's our topic. All right, looking over some of my notes, I had to write that down. I don't know if I said Trump is confident. Did I say that yet? Glad I wrote that down. Trump is always confident. Say what you want, and I've called him out, and he hit bumps, and he fumbles it, and he's not perfect. He's always confident. And for me, that shows great signs on how our nation is going to go and how it's going right now, even though I just questioned the groceries and all, but he's very confident. When you're confident, ladies and gentlemen, young people out there, if you're working for a business and you see your bosses arguing, not confident, all over the place, walk out from that company. Don't do it now. I got holidays here. Wait and give your notice. He's always confident. Confidence behind Trump. You see it with him. You see it with Marco Rubio. You see it with J.D. Vance. You see it from a few others. Very confident. He was very confident with Madani there. No problem. And he could have embarrassed him. But he didn't. He touched his arm. Hey, don't answer that. A fascist. And so people are like, well, what the hell does it mean? It means he's calling Trump a far right. He's actually calling him a dictator. And Trump's like, don't get involved. We all know what you're calling me. Don't even explain yourself because you're going to catch yourself on for the next 10 minutes. And number one, Trump's got to eat a Big Mac. And number two, Trump don't hit the kid. Well, he is a kid. He's a young man. I take that back. I call myself out. He's not a kid. He's a young man. I mean that. I'm not joking. He's a young man, but he didn't want to embarrass the young man. Don't get into it. Rule number one, don't respond to those questions. Move on. Bombshell. MAGA says Trump is soft. I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Should we pull out some more comments? We have 119. Hey, thank you for the likes on here. Thank you. Trump 28. Trump 28. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Amen. Miss that young man. J.D. Vance, Joe, good question. I'll be honest with you. I'm hesitating, Joe, and that's not good. I call myself out. I'm not sure. Need to see more, Joe. Need to see more. I'm being honest, Joe. I think you know me already. I need more. You know me already. I'm a big Marco Rubio. But I'll call him out, too. But I'm not sure with that J.D. Vance yet. I got to see more. When I say more, not more him on TV. I just got to see more actions, more stuff done for the American people. That kind of stuff, okay? He could say the wrong things. That wouldn't bother me too much. I'll still call him out. I want to see more for the American people. The question was from our loyal subscriber and membership, Joe Charles. I want to see more of J.D. Vance. So if I had to vote for him right now, and it was him and Marco, I would take Marco Rubio. But that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Yeah, Rubio 28. Yeah. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, where we talk what's going on. The facts. President Trump. Call him out. There's no reason why you can't call out the President of the United States on either side. Doesn't mean you don't support him. But when MAGA is calling Trump soft, I definitely 100% disagree because I absolutely think it's wrong. And I don't think people actually understand Trump in the sense. They understand Trump where he's going. But in a sense of these meetings, particularly a mayor or other, thank you for subbing, other Democrats, or I'll even go farther, other prime ministers in country, or even Russia. See, once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to Russia and Ukraine if we could, and we will. Biden never communicated with Putin. He never did. He lost communication, but not for a day, not for a month, 4 damn years. A war that we shouldn't be in. When you lose communication with a nut, a dictator, referring to Putin, how the hell can a country of the United States get him back? Well, thank God we have Trump, because I still believe we're going to end that war. But it's going to take time. Now, a lot of people say, well, why did Trump say he'd end it one day? Well, he probably made a mistake when saying that. I'll say it. But on the other hand, he wants to keep us confident. So, you know, it depends on how you look at it. I have no problem with it. But Trump is communicating with him. We think he's only communicating when we hear it on the news. Trump is communicating with Putin probably every day. Hey, how you doing? How's the vodka? Now, let's talk business. How many people are dying? You know, so I'm sure these are going on behind closed doors. Him and J.D. Vance, and particularly Marco Rubio. See, that was the problem with Biden committee. There was no communication with Russia, Europe. Well, shit, there wasn't even communication with the Democrat Party or the American people. You see, that's why they lost. Do we understand politics? Because they all play a game. But when it comes down to it, when administration literally turned their back on the whole world and the people who voted for you, well, get it, they're going to vote for the opponent, even if they don't like Trump. And I think that's what happened. I don't think. I'm 99% that's what happened, see. So they lost communication. They lost it with Putin. They lost it with Ukraine. And they lost it with the American people. And now look what we have. And that's one of the reasons why our economy is where it's at. Now, said that, it's not that I'm keeping it real. I'm what you see, what you get. But we are still struggling. And I don't want to hear anymore on Trump. I read somebody, and I caught that one. Oh, you're not a real MAGA or something. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm an American who voted for Trump 3 times, who believed, and I want Trump to do well. But when a president continues to call out the previous administration, 1 time is fine, 5 times in 1 month when you get elected is fine. But when you continue saying it's their fault, see, I can. You can. But I think Trump needs to eliminate that for me. My opinion, MAGA. Obvious. What can we do for our country now? Particularly on groceries. Okay, we closed the border. Beautiful. 8 wars peace. Beautiful. Brought gas prices down. Beautiful. Right? Negotiator. Want New York well. Beautiful. Perfect. Right? Caring about the American people. Good. Right? Working on Doge. Investigating Social Security. Perfect. Right? Tariffs for me. Good. Not great. But we got a problem with groceries. Figure it out. Now he's acknowledged it. Perfect. He's come out publicly and says we have a problem. We have a problem with beef. Perfect. What are you going to do about it now? Whoa. Biden's fault. No. We're done with Biden. Right? We want to keep the MAGA. We want to keep American great again. With the torch to J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, or somebody else. Could be somebody else. So let's stop talking about the previous administration, in my opinion, and talk about how the hell we can work on bringing these prices down. You know, I wouldn't say down 80%. Come on, let's be honest. But let's bring these groceries down. So, that's my thoughts. That has nothing to do with not being a MAGA or being a Trump supporter. Just has what I think needs to be done. It's a simple thing. Now, a lot of MAGA stations, not knocking any of them, great channels, they're afraid to say that. I don't know why they're afraid to say it, but it's the truth. Who are my partners tomorrow? Oh, sorry. Wrong message. Text message. Whew. Now, a lot of you are figuring out what the hell is he reading? And what's he mean by partners? All right. Now, never mind. Not even going to go back to that comment. I almost bit on that comment. I almost bit on a crazy comment. All right. I don't get Matt. I don't get on that subject at all. And Matt, great question. I'm just not going to get on here with YouTube. And I don't think the presidents, in my opinion, here's where I'm going to hear some boos on both sides, should discuss that at all. My opinion. Should not be discussed. Just like religion. All right. I will just say this. I agree on both sides on certain things on that, what you said. All right. American first, absolutely. The flag? Oh, my wife got it online. She has her sources and she got it. Trying to get more of those flags. They get old outside and the wind, the dust. But yeah, Trump won is what it says. The flag. Get over it. Trump won. Get over it. He's the president. Just like my Donnie. He's the mayor, not the president. Not even close, but he won. Get over it. You know, MAGA needs to get over it too and trust him. If you live in New York, trust him. Bama B-ball. Vegas tonight. Did I miss a... Hey, thank you for that donation. Thomas Massey. MTG. Trump American First, baby. Appreciate that. Thank you. 100% of that donation and proceeds will help out the homeless. Appreciate that. And by the way, Trump don't like quitters. So when you quit on Trump, never quit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're young, old, like me, never quit. Continue. If you get into something, finish what you're going to. Never walk out. Never walk out. Always go to work. Did the lady make it to California? Joe, thank you for bringing it up, Joe. Thank you, Joe. I don't know, Joe. I went back to her locations that she's normally at near her church and everything, and I have not seen her now in about 3-4 days. That doesn't mean anything's bad. It means maybe, you know, somebody helped her out and got her to California, or maybe she's relocated, or maybe she took my advice. Sorry, Joe. My advice when you're talking fast. Went into a nonprofit. So she could have went a nonprofit. I know the weather was nasty the last couple of days here in Vegas. It got cold. When I say cold for Vegas, it was like 35, rainy, cold. So Sherry was her name. Sherry, homeless. And what Joe was asking about the homeless lady who wanted to get out of Vegas and go to California. So I don't know. I'm hoping I run into her soon. And hopefully we can work something out for her. My wife's got some plans for her. We're hoping we can get her hair done, clean her up, and if her wish is to go to California, we'll get her over to California. All right. Yeah, there is, Crystal. That's a good one, Crystal. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many homeless people that are from other states, and they end up here in Vegas. Joe, always a pleasure. Once again, thank you for your, just thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Good man. Appreciate it. Have a good night and a great Thanksgiving. If I don't see you again, Joe, I'll be live again tomorrow, next day. But in case you don't make it, have a great Thanksgiving. God bless you and your family. What I was going to say real quick as we say goodnight to Joe and anybody else who's logging off is this. Will do, Joe. Is they come here from other states. Some are, well, it's warmer in Vegas. Even when it's cold, it's not cold like other states. But a lot of them are get caught into gambling. You'd be surprised how many have a gambling addiction, and then they don't have money to get back, and they fall and they get hypnotized on the streets of Las Vegas. But a lot of them do want to get back because they have families. They want to see their families, particularly Thanksgiving. Also, too, real quick, we have plans. look forward to that, Crystal. Please do. Please do. And we'll send some back. Maribel is going to want to show her stuff out. Is a bad word. Excuse me. It's hard when I'm reading, guys. Me and Maribel are going to go out on Thanksgiving morning. That's Maribel's plans. I was going to do it Wednesday. She's, why Wednesday? Do it on Thanksgiving. Anyhow, we're going to go out. If you're new to the channel, we help out the homeless when we can with lots of supports on here. Everybody knows who they are. And I don't want to call them out because they're all like, we got you, Sal. But we're going to go Thursday morning, and we're going to get some turkey. We got a turkey made, sliced turkey, and feed the homeless a lot, as many as we could on Thursday. So look out for some of those shorts. We appreciate it because the YouTube algorithm will send more out, and more people come on, more help we can get, and going forward. A lot of great YouTube channels out there. Just to name a few, like Just Nate. There's some creative ones that have been doing it a long time, and they're doing great. So make sure you support them if you feel comfortable. And a lot of people don't feel comfortable. And a lot of people are against homeless, and maybe your thoughts are they're lazy. And I'm not going to say you're right or wrong. I used to be one of those people years ago. Not lazy, but like, why should we help? I got to work. But let me just say this. People get into situations that they don't particularly want. Now, said that, there's people who just are lazy. Let's get that right off. But guess what? We help them out too. Yes, we help out the illegals too. Right? We even know you should come here illegal. But we help them. What are you going to do? But there's a lot of people who just get caught up. They lose a loved one. They might lose a pet. And, no reason to be, and they have nobody else. Or they do have family, but they have too much pride. And some are in their 60s. That's not old, is it? And just kind of giving up and feel on the street. And, of course, we have the number one addiction in narcotics, prescription drugs. That's a whole nother ballgame. And, of course, alcohol. And gambling. I said gambling. So, but you know what? We're going to continue to do that. A lot of great YouTube channels out there doing that and making homeless awareness. People ask me why you put the phone and photo in front of them, because we are showing on how bad to our local officials, whether they're Democrat, Republicans, they are your leaders. Show them to step up and help as much as they can, and to get people to help. That's how you help it out. And long term, we got to work on mental illness. We got to get counseling. We got to help these people out, Uncle Charlie. Let me read that. Remember a while back, you said your wife wanted to put your house up for sale. Yeah, hey, Uncle Charlie, thank you. Remember it. Great, man. I appreciate that. We're still thinking about it, Uncle Charlie. My wife, man, I'm loud. Why am I so loud? My wife wants to. She wants to downgrade. She's worried about homes going down, and she might be right. But to downgrade means a lot of things. Why am I looking at my cigar? Because you're going to give up this backyard and this and that. Take the equity, buy something, pay it off, a condo or something, Uncle Charlie. Maribel wants to do that. I'm not sure I want to yet. So we'll see. We're still debating. Thank you. Thank you for caring and asking. Appreciate that a lot. And remembering that. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to read a few more comments. Once again, I tell you what. Let's listen one more time, a little bit more, and then we'll discuss. We'll stay live a few more minutes. Should we stay live a few more minutes? Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't work till a little later tomorrow.
To actually get through, and not the cause of yet another wait that we see in our city.
You're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear, no, the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
Please, God.
Mr. Montani, anti-Israel protesters just targeted a synagogue in New York.
Mar-a-Lago.
Are you concerned that Jewish New Yorkers feel involved in the state of the city? And President Trump, you threatened to cut off federal funding to New York City. What policies would prompt you to do that? Would that be city-run grocery stores or something else?
Well, I think if we didn't get along, whether it's cut off or just make it a little bit difficult or not give as much, we want to see, I use the term, we don't want good money going after bad. And we just We don't want that to happen. I don't think that's going to happen. I did say that, subject to what policies are being said. We had a meeting today that actually surprised me. He wants to see no crime. He wants to see housing being built. He wants to see rents coming down, all things that I agree with. Now, we may disagree how we get there. The rent coming down, I think one of the things I really gleaned very much today, he'd like to see him come down, ideally by building a lot of additional housing.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate way. He agrees with that, and so do I. But if I read the newspapers and the stories, I don't hear that. But I heard him say it today, and I think that's a very positive step. No, I don't expect. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help.
Helping.
Because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from.
Helping, not hurting.
Years there. Now I'm right here. We took a.
Okay. Helping a far left socialism who believes in his own bullshit, right? He believes it's going to work, just don't know how to do it. Helping, meaning helping the American people. Helping this mayor, who's a winner. Trump likes winners. Just agrees on some of the issues, But he wants the people to do well, particularly in New York. That's where he's from. He lives in Florida, but that is a leader. That's not a president mocking him. Yeah, he said both of them have said some terrible things out there, out in public. We know that. And that's politics. You hear it on all presidents, mayors, and governors. How do you win? You get out there but at the end of the day, Trump has nothing to prove. Two-time president. He shows he's a leader. He's done so many things. Not perfect, Trump. But he wants him to do well. And it's like a younger son, spank him a little bit. I'm only kidding. But, wants him to do well, teach him. Didn't want him to answer the tough questions when the reporter says, calling him a fascist, which is like a dictator. Same thing, same word. Just Google it. Same thing. But Trump's like, it's okay. Don't explain it. I get it. It's politics, So that's my thoughts. And I'm optimistic. I might be calling myself out next month, 3 months from now. But I'm really thinking New York's going to do well. And for any Republican, particularly, or Democrat, or anybody, to wish this young man, this mayor, to do bad, that's insane. Well, if he does good, then he'll move up into Senate and then be president in 2032 or 36 or 40. That's ridiculous. No, that's not what I'm about. That's not what we should be about. Not when New York is almost at a 10.0, not a real one, earthquake. They're in trouble. Them in California, they need somebody to go in and help. Now, I don't know how. Well, we do, because Trump's going to help. He's going to make a lot of mistakes, I think, but I'm hoping that he does well. Can't we hope? Can't we be positively that it's going to help? And we know Gavin Newsom, there's no hope, right? He had plenty of time, so. And what I don't like about Gavin Newsom is this. Trump tried to help him. Other Democrats tried to help him regarding the fires and everything, the taxes, and Crystal can tell you. Anybody else here from California? Open up pipelines and getting the gas better. He refused to listen to the people in California. Helping the homeless. No help at all. And that's why I really don't like that man. I don't wish harm on him, Gavin Newsom. But see, he doesn't want to try. So let's give this young man, this Mamdani, a chance. And hope that he can make New York a little bit better. Halfway better. Halfway better. He can make it halfway better. It'd be amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think it's time for us to, just like Trump. If you're not a Trump supporter and you just don't like him for whatever your reasons are, that's fine, right? You don't have to vote for him because you're not going to vote for him anymore. You don't have to be a Republican, but you should, he's the president, and want him to do well for our nation. Do well. What's wrong with that? You still don't have to be with him, but do well, because when the nation does well, the world does well, we all do well. What's the most important thing? What's in our pocketbook and our wallets? At the end of the day, that's what it's about. We have all these problems in our lives, right? You know, something breaking in our house that we got to deal with, this, that, whatever. Working on healthcare, which they need to do. Working on bringing groceries down. You know, peace, this, that, and the war. He's done all this, but more. That's what it comes down to. Even if you don't support Trump. Shit, I wanted Biden to do good, but there was like zero hope. Zero. There was zero hope with that committee.
Big setback with the mayor that we had, Dave de Blasio.
He talks about de Blasio.
I think I want him to do a great job, and we'll help him do a great job.
Mini-Me, how are you? Welcome in, Mini-Me. I want him to do a great job, and he will do a good job. Again, very confident. Our president is very confident, Trump.
You know, he may have different views, but in many ways, you know, we were discussing when Bernie Sanders was out of the race, I picked up a lot of his votes, and people had no idea, because he was strong on not getting ripped off in trade and lots of the things that I've practiced and been very successful on. Tariffs, a lot of things. Bernie Sanders and I agreed on much more than people thought. And when he was put out of the race, I think quite unfairly, if you want to know the truth, many of the Bernie Sanders voters voted for me.
See how he says unfairly regarding Bernie Sanders? Boy, he's amazing, huh? He just ripped the Democratic Party, and none of them, it went over everybody's head. He ripped them apart.
And I felt very comfortable, frankly, in seeing that and saying that. And, you know, it just turned out to be a statistical truth. But no, I feel very comfortable. I would feel very, very comfortable being in
God bless you, right back.
Much more so after
Gage,
the meeting.
thank
Yes,
you.
please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question for you, but a very quick one for the mayor. Why did you fly here? Aren't trains greener?
I'll use every form of transit, and I want to make sure that they're all affordable in New York City, and that's why making buses fast and free is a centerpiece of our campaign.
Question from a reporter why he flew there. Kind of a bizarre question, in my opinion.
Well, but I know, but if you...
The Coast Guard is no longer going to characterize swastikas and uses as hate symbols. DHS called that a lie and fake news. Can you clear up?
I don't know anything about it. When was this written?
Yesterday.
Well, look, the Coast Guard's an incredible group of people. I know them very well. We just ordered a lot of new Coast Guard cutters. Beautiful, the most magnificent ship. They look like yachts with lots of guns on them. So I don't know. I haven't seen any report like that, but certainly we.
That's kind of funny, Philip. I like it actually. It's kind of funny.
Yes.
Around the world. I would like to ask Mr. Mamdani, you've accused the U.S. government of committing genocide in Gaza while President Trump was working on peace. Why that?
I've spoken about the Israeli government committing genocide, and I've spoken about our government funding it. And I shared with the president in our meeting about the concern that many New Yorkers have of wanting their tax dollars to go towards
Trump's the best,
benefit of
1014,
New Yorkers
the
and
best.
ability to afford basic dignity. And what we see right now is we're in the 9th consecutive year of more than 100,000 school children being homeless in our city. And there's a desperate need not only for the following of
I like
human rights,
this.
but also the following through on the promise.
I like this. He wants to help out the homeless. That I like. I like that a whole lot. Why? Because that's what we do. That's what so many people do in this country, right? Help out our homeless, our elderly, our veterans. Help out. So I like the fact that he's very positive, didn't hesitate on that. And Trump as well. Help out the homeless.
As we've made New Yorkers, and I appreciated the meeting we had and the work that we can do.
I agree that President Trump didn't do a peace and worked hard to make the peace, because he worked hard to do the peace in the Middle East and everywhere. But Do you agree with that?
I appreciate all efforts towards peace, and I shared with President Trump that when I spoke to Trump voters on Hillside, and including one of whom was a pharmacist that spoke about how President Trump's father actually went to that pharmacy not too far from Jamaica Estates, that people were tired of seeing our tax dollars fund endless wars. And
Now, why somebody said on here, Trump cares about only himself. All right, thank you for your comment. I mean that. I'm not being cocky. But why do you... what? Okay, let me rephrase that. Trump only cares about himself. What's the first thing that comes to your head right now? This second. I'll wait for the comment. Why you said that, or why you think that. Trump only cares about himself. I'm just curious. Trump only cares about himself. Why? Trump only cares about himself. Nobody else. But just himself. Not his family. Not us. Not the Democrats, not the Republicans. Why? I'm just curious. I'll wait for that.
also believe that we have
money. Okay. I'm just wondering. Money. Fozzles in Italian. Money.
to follow through on the international human rights, and I know that still today those are being violated, and that continues to be work that has to be done no matter where we're speaking of.
Mr. President, do you view the mayor-elect as the true leader of the Democrat Party? And do you think leadership is the leader
Burnt toast.
have to follow his lead?
Well, look,
You want to debate me? You got it. First of all, you got to get me a cigar. Need a scotch. I can't be tonight. And then we'll debate. Burnt toast. Now, I was going to say this, burnt toast. Are you laughing yet? Not a good YouTube name if you want to debate. I wouldn't call it burnt toast. You want to burnt me. Burnt toast. So you want to have positively, optimistic, be for real. But burnt toast? I don't know if you want to debate anybody with that name, burnt toast. Just
Great
saying.
leaders, this is a man that right now I think is focused on New York City. I really think he has a chance to do a great job. We're going to help him, but I really think he has a chance to do a great job.
There you go.
I'll let you answer that. You consider yourself the leader of the Democrats? I think it's more appropriate for him.
All right, hold on.
I consider myself the next mayor.
All right, hold on. Now, this was very nice with Trump. This was something that was not a setup question for me.
New York City.
Hold on. I want you guys to listen. Whoops. Sorry. Hold on.
But I really think he has a chance to do a great job. But I'll let you answer that. You consider yourself the leader of the Democrats? I think it's more appropriate for him.
I consider myself the next mayor of New York City, and I keep my horizons firmly on New York City, and I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal.
Okay, right there. First of all, let's go back. Hold on. In fairness, Madani did something good. Madani did something excellent. Listen.
I appreciate the meeting with the president, which focused again on the 5 boroughs and whether New Yorkers could afford to live there.
By the way, being the mayor of New York City is a big deal.
Absolutely.
I always said, you know.
All right, so right there. All right, when he is saying it's a big deal, he's not telling us that. We already know, right? Well, I take that back. He's telling some of us that. What he's telling is Madani. He wants to see how he's shaking up. Believe me, he's thinking about it. And then, big deal. Yeah, being a mayor anywhere is good. It's a nice accomplishment. Anybody who's a mayor on here or been a mayor, but he's putting in his head, get ready. So I don't know if it rattled him. We don't know. We don't know what was going through his head. Time will tell if he's been rattled by that. But you see how Trump is playing chess? All right. Let's continue a couple more. Where's your boyfriend? It's bedtime. I don't know where the hell he's at. I have no idea. Yeah. This is almost...
One of the things I would have loved to be someday is the mayor of New York City. Being the mayor of New York, and especially now, because I think you're at really a turning point, one way or the other. You could go great, or it can go in a different direction. And I think you really have a chance to make it great.
Mr. President, you say you love New York City. Mr. Mamdani, does New York City love President Trump?
New York City loves a future that is affordable. And I can tell you that there were more New Yorkers who voted for President Trump in the most recent presidential election because of that focus on cost of living. And I'm looking forward to working together to deliver on that affordability agenda.
I got a lot of votes. One more. Go ahead. One or two more. Go ahead. I tell you, the press has eaten this thing up. You know, I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting that you people have gone, you know, outside you have hundreds of people waiting. This is just a small little group. For some reason, the press has found this to be a very interesting meeting.
Why?
The biggest people in the world, they come.
Why do you think the press, like Trump says, our president, this is bigger than any prime minister or anything else? Why? Why does the press enjoy this stuff? Anybody? Why does the press giving that so much attention on Mamdani and Donald Trump? What's your thoughts? Money? What's your thoughts? What does, and I'm not knocking anybody, but why do you think the press, because you got one that is, who loves Americans, right? Donald Trump, right? You can call him on the right, the left. He's just got the R. He's been a Democrat. You have the other one whose agenda is socialism, right? But why does the press giving this so much attention? Why? Why do you think the press gives this a lot of attention? Why do you think they give the Epstein a lot of attention? Why? I mean, that's getting more attention than ending wars, in my opinion, sometimes, right? Let me just come out and tell you. Not knocking the press. They got to do their job. Some are young, some are old, because they love chaos. We love chaos. We don't like when things are going to work out. Because to me, I don't know if New York's going to be great. I'm hoping. I'm positive, right? I don't want to see a fist fight. I don't want to see, well, we aren't going to see that, but, you know, I don't want to see back and forth. Because when you go back and forth, what does get accomplished? But again, if you're new to the channel, Trump was playing 5D chess. But the press wants to see something go wrong. Mamdani did say something horrible. Trump, it doesn't matter about Democrat. That's what they want. That's what people want in general sometimes is for people to fail, not do well. And I think it's wrong. You want something to be accomplished. And even though they might go their separate ways, even though I think Trump's going to help out New York, because if you're coming in, we've been on an hour and a half. Trump's from New York. He has a passion for New York. By the way, if you've never been to New York, beautiful. Great Italian restaurants, great Jewish delis, beautiful, beautiful. Staten Island's beautiful. Brooklyn, Manhattan, you know, it got a lot of history there. But the press wanted this to go another way. So they wanted this to go a whole nother direction, and it didn't. So, but that's what press wants. That's what the media wants. That's what, I mean, let's be honest. I enjoy watching Fox, but let's be honest, MAGA. Fox is the same thing. They want things not to go according to that was script or how they wanted it. Like Jesse Waters, and he's from Philly, and he's a Republican like me, and he's an Eagles fan. You would think I love the guy. Jesse Waters, I don't care for you. And so if you're watching, I don't like your funny little stuff, but then again, he might not like me. But I'm just calling it as it is. But anyhow, they want to fail. They want to see chaos. They want to see drama. And for me, it was good, productive meeting, and they'll move on and hope that New York can get in a better situation than they were last year. Now, with that said, I'll read a few more comments here. My wife's in the background giving me a look because she likes Jesse Waters. I don't. All right. Sal, where do I send your cigar and scotch? Whoa, Bertos, you really want to debate? You want to debate? All right. Yeah, I think he just gets on my nerves. Jesse, what about I get on my own nerves? It's something he said a couple times that just rattled me, but I still watch him. I'm not saying he's not smart, by the way. There's a difference, see? I don't care for him. As the birds are going nuts. All right, I'm going to give everybody about 2-3 minutes here for those who are interacting, chatting with each other. A couple minutes to say their goodnights. Once again, I'm Sal. 157 likes. Appreciate all the likes. Like and subscribe. We help out the homeless here in Las Vegas. I'm wishing everybody, let me be the first to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, just in case I don't see you tomorrow or Wednesday. I will be live, and we'll be out. Check out the shorts. Plenty of shorts on helping out the homeless. Someone put a tear in your eye. Someone put some joy. We help out. We try to get them relocated into nonprofits. We help them out with some food. When I say we, well, it starts from my wife in the kitchen, but it starts from all of yous. All the ones with a membership and donate, but even those who came on, who hit the like, even those who didn't hit the like, it helps out. It helps the channel out. So we appreciate it. Now, Thursday morning, we'll be out, me and my wife, in the morning, and making sure before we eat that we can help out many homeless and giving out some turkey. So we'll be doing that on Thursday on Thanksgiving before we sit down and have our meal and be thankful to God, number one, and enjoy football, games, and that kind of stuff. Let me know what your intentions are. Real quick before we end this live, yes, I do have a wife. And what do you plan on eating? I'll give everybody about 2 minutes. Are you going to have the traditional turkey? Are you having chicken? Are you going to have ham? And for all the Italians, do you just skip on that and have a lasagna? What do you have? Or maybe it's spare ribs. Maybe it's a steak. Or maybe you just go out to eat. I'll give everybody a few minutes here. And by the way, if you're going through a time where you lost a loved one like I did, just recently lost my mom, I can't tell you, everybody grieves different, but try to make the best you possibly can on your holiday season. I believe they want you to continue. I know it's tough to continue and do the best you can on these holiday and Christmas season. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, it'll be the first Thanksgiving and Christmas without my mom calling me up. Who didn't like Trump, by the way? She's laughing. She's laughing in heaven. But we would appreciate everybody attendance tonight. Make sure you give some love out to other YouTube channels on the Vertical Lives and all lives. If you're not going to go to sleep yet and you're going to stay up, if you enjoy their content, hit them a like and subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, with that said, I'll see you guys on the next live. Make sure you have all notifications on. Thank you for all the moderators. Thank you for all your support and those who donated today's live. I can never do it without you guys. I really, 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 really appreciate it. God bless Donald Trump. God bless the homeless going through these difficult times, but we'll give a smile on some of them on Thursday. I'll see you guys in the next live. Stay true. Be honest to yourself. Spend time with your family. And God bless you guys. I'm out. Take care, guys. Have a good night. And enjoy your Thanksgiving. See you on the next. You hear the birds in the back saying good night. Good night, guys. The birds are saying good night, good night. Good night.